Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach podcast. Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach is a reality show taking place within the southern Delaware beach community. Our collective group of couples hold dinner parties in the Rehoboth Beach and Lewis areas at their homes or select party venues. Our cast are residents and members of the LGBTQ+ community who work and live in the community as business owners, community activists, in nonprofit, designers, and professional service providers. Each episode will focus on one couple's preparation and the experience around each of their dinner parties. All couples in attendance rate their experience by categories such as decorations, food and beverage, and entertainment. Our season finale will show a final party during the holiday season. Rehoboth Beach and Lewis, Delaware offer a unique backdrop as a beach town with wonderful shopping, ocean views, boating, and of course, beautiful beaches. In this podcast, we get to know each of our couples and their respective backgrounds with our host, Michelle Fenning, the creator of Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach and co-founder of Blind Eye Productions. In this episode, we got to sit down with Freddie and Johnny in front of their newly established gift shop at Freddies Beach Bar in Rehoboth Beach. Now, I'm not going to do all the talking, so take it away, Michelle.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So I am very lucky to be here this evening with Freddie and his partner, Johnny, here at Freddies in Rehoboth Beach. And we are talking about dinner parties, which is our companion show to this podcast. And we are going to introduce Freddie and Johnny to the world right now. So why don't you start by introducing yourself and then telling us about your story.
Hello, world. I'm Freddie. I graduated from art school, came home. I wasn't a famous artist, and my mother said, why don't you go down and get a waiter job at Portofino? And so I went down there, they opened a little pizzeria. I was maitre d' there for 25 years. And then I lost my mind and opened Freddie's Beach Bar, which I've now had for 23 years. And I was sitting there in Freddie's in Arlington, and I thought, what is this beach bar missing? I know the ocean and sand. So I came down here to Rehoboth and opened another location that I've had for, we're going on our third season now.
And where are you in Rehoboth? Tell everybody.
We're on 1st Street, right behind Candy Kitchen, right off Rehoboth Avenue. We're one block back from the boardwalk. I think we're the closest gay bar to the boardwalk, so straight friendly gay bar.
Yeah. I noticed tonight there are a lot of families inside, so everybody's having a good time.
We're all about diversity here at Freddy's, so yeah.
And how about you, Johnny?
Well, you heard the business side of things, and I'm originally from Texas, came to work for the big bad government, retired from them 5 years ago. But midway through my career, I met Freddie, and things just worked out for us wonderfully. We were at a point in our life where we were finally able to commit to somebody, and it was each other, thank goodness. We're not married yet, but we continue to get invited to a number of weddings, and we consider that encouragement in a hopefully still soon to be planned event. Not planned yet.
Wonderful.
But we met through friends, and it's been, I think, 25 years now.
Yeah.
And things have definitely evolved to where, with the Freddies Beach Bar, several years into our relationship, we were already together. But, that worked out wonderfully. He took on another Italian restaurant. I would say coming to Rehoboth has been a test and a challenge for us. It's not Washington, D.C., but it's a great community. We know so many of the folks from DC, and it's going to be a major commitment, probably more so than our marriage.
Yeah, really.
But we're in it to win, and we're committed to that.
So let's talk a little bit about some of your philanthropic interests, because I know you do a lot of fundraisers. I know you're committed. So tell us a little bit about that.
We just did the first high heel race in Rehoboth Beach last weekend. and it benefited breast cancer.
Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition.
Yeah. And I did a breast cancer awareness fundraiser last year also. I have my pink carpet out here, so we're good to go. Yeah, and we've done other stuff in Arlington. Yeah.
I know breast cancer is one of your things that you focus on.
Yeah.
So tell us about the expansion of Freddy's to the gift shop.
Well, I was subletting to a radio station, and due to COVID, he unfortunately wasn't getting enough donations to keep it. So I thought, well, maybe I'll put a gift shop in here. So I'm still waiting on permits, but we're able to sell stuff out of it nonetheless.
So tell us a little bit about Freddy's. How would you describe the vibe of Freddy's? Like where does it fit into Rehoboth? Like, I know you serve food, and I know there's great music.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I always said that Freddy's in Arlington, I've always felt like you could just plunk it down in practically any city and it would work. I had one reviewer write, when you walk into Freddy's, you know it's going to be all about fun. And I think that's it. It is.
Right.
And I think to keep that diversity going, he has so many different entertainers that from a wide range of talents and performances with the drag shows, and I find it amazing that all the performers that he hires for that are just so incredible in their costume design, their dancing performance, their interaction with the audience. He has musicians come in, solo. I don't know if we've had a band here yet.
We have, yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's what the draw is going to be, something for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So tonight, I know we're going to see the drag show tonight. So it's a Friday night in Rehoboth right now. Now, the drag show is every Friday night?
Freddy's Follies drag show every Friday night.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of F's.
That is. That's good, though.
Well, tonight's performance coincides with the Sea Witch Festival that's going on in Rehoboth this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a big celebration over the weekend to celebrate Halloween, basically.
Yeah.
There's a parade.
Yeah.
Right. There's some contests.
Parade,
the
yes.
pet parade. Right.
We have the Scarecrow Trail. Our
Scarecrow is a drag queen.
And
a Barbie drag.
You may be able to identify one of the performers tonight from this drag queen, because of course we would only have a beautiful Scarecrow, right?
Of course.
Right.
Of course. So how about like transitioning here to Rehoboth? I know you live here now part-time, correct?
Well, I've been coming here since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And I had a travel trailer down here, over here in Sea Air, and I built a courtyard, and I put a tiki bar out there and colored lights and junk on the walls like I have in here in Freddy's with the same colors and hot pink furniture, and people would come over to my tiny little travel trailer and go, wow, this is awesome. And that's how I got the idea for the restaurant in Crystal City.
Okay.
So now I've kind of come full circle back here
to where you started.
Rehoboth, yeah.
To where
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like food and drinks at Freddy's. So tell us a little bit about your menu, your drink
great
options.
Food, great drinks. We're not gourmet, We're just really good basic food.
But good
burgers,
quality food.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful manager that has culinary experience, and Samantha, and the people in the kitchen are doing a fabulous job. And so it's tough following the COVID pandemic, because there's still a lot of turnover, at least for us, and so that's hard to keep the consistency in the quality. But in terms of beverage, we have a number of themed cocktails that are attributed to some of the personalities in town, the performers.
Tell us about them.
Well, the one that I think of is Magnolia Applebottom. She's a well-known personality in town.
She's my show director here at Freddy's.
So we have a drink named after her.
Nice.
Diamond.
Diamond
Doll,
Oh.
who is modeled
tonight
after the Scarecrow.
Okay.
Wonderful performer. Of course, we had to honor her with a cocktail and things of that. Just very interesting combinations of liqueurs and flavors. And of course, alcohol.
So it's just not about beer anymore, right?
No.
Right.
Signature drinks and so forth.
And some private, or what do you call them? Brew pub kind of beers. So it's some specialty beers.
Okay, craft beers.
Craft beers, exactly.
Dogfish.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wonderful. So what else is going on in Rehoboth that we should be aware of, that we should know about? Like what happens in the off season here?
I saw a comedy thing coming up at the convention center. They run. We've had Jazz Weekend. We have the Santa Crawl coming up.
And when is that? Tell us.
December 2nd.
The first weekend.
First weekend in
First
December?
weekend in December, yeah.
Okay.
But they keep it going with the polar bear plunge. There's a chocolate festival. There was a Greyhound weekend. I think that may be in January.
We just had a Mrs. Roper weekend. The whole town was Mrs. Roper. It was hysterical.
But there's always so much participation in any of the activities, and they're always a great draw. Especially, it's amazing that there's so many people in town today.
I know there was no parking.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, you've been here for many years, you've been coming here for many years. Let's talk a little bit about how really the gay community put Rehoboth on the map. But now it's not so much stereotypical anymore, correct? Because I noticed there's a lot of families and children.
Yeah.
So do you see a change in that socially here, and especially in the summer months?
I think there's the same number of folks. I have seen business articles that say because it has become more expensive with the retirees and the escalation of real estate prices, that the younger folks can't come like they did.
That's what I was going to say. We used to have the Renegade here out on the highway, and it was a big disco, and it attracted all the young kids from DC, and we don't really have a venue like that anymore here, so I don't think the young kids are coming as much as they used to. And it's also sort of, I feel like we're still reeling a little bit from COVID.
I was going to question, I wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Somehow.
Like, did you see a difference this
can't
summer?
Put my finger on it. One thing we think is that people are coming, but because of gas prices and just prices in general, they're bringing their own food and their own alcohol. And, we'll get busy late at night, that they're in their hotels or drinking, and then they want to go out and have fun. But I think they're staying in the hotels a lot, and one of the hotels told us that their trash pickup last year was 3 times what it normally is, which kind of speaks to that. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, so I didn't ask this earlier on. What are the hours at Freddies?
Fluctuant right now because we're just going into off season and things change almost on a daily basis. Basically open at night right now, and I think we're closed on Tuesday, although we're going to try to get some events in to open back up on Tuesday. That's our plan for right now.
And how about in DC? What are the hours?
We're also mostly nights there during the week, but we are open on the weekends for brunch Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday consistently closes, Arlington consistently closes at 1 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on Saturday and Sunday you open at 10, and then 4 p.m. every other day.
Yeah, and here they roll the sidewalks up a little earlier.
I noticed that. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about dinner parties, right?
Yeah.
So we have a show.
Yes.
And you guys were part of the dinner parties, and I know you've seen the show.
Yes.
And so tell me, what do you think about the critique? Do you find that, it's fun to critique everybody else? And then how would you feel when you guys are going to be critiqued?
Yeah,
Like-
sure. Well, you know how catty the gays are. Come on. So, absolutely.
I felt that the critique was pretty mild. I thought it would
Yeah,
be a lot
right,
worse.
right.
I thought
You
everybody was
expect
being
more-
so polite, right? Everybody was like being so polite and such gentlemen, right? And so I was literally like, oh, no one's being mean.
Well, we're just at the beginning,
Right,
you know.
right, but it's very true. And the first party was very successful. It was very nice. I felt that Rich and Miguel did a very nice
Yeah,
job.
they did.
And
They
the
did.
critique was really good. Some of the ideas were really good.
Absolutely.
Like the next couple could run with some of those ideas,
Right.
maybe. You know, it'll be
Right,
great.
right.
Yeah. So I know you've been probably giving your dinner party some thought, and we will eventually get to your dinner party. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about an ultimate dinner party. So if you could plan an ultimate dinner party, anything, and have 5 guests invited to the party, dead or alive, who would that be? And what would your ultimate dinner party look like? Like, what would the menu look like? What would the feel of it look like? Would it be a certain theme? Like, what would you guys do? I know I'm putting you on the spot because you had no time to think
That's
about
okay.
this. But
For me, I think it would be Jill and Joe Biden, Cher, Tina Turner if she was alive, for sure.
That's fine.
Actually, I should have put her number. She's my all-time idol. And
I'll add one. How about that?
Go ahead.
I would invite Princess Diana. We were only
Johnny's.
3 days apart in age, and again, just an incredible humanitarian, a consummate professional, regardless of how she got criticized. You never saw her have a meltdown. Now, who could do that? But always out there with the people, representing so many causes, whether it was landmines or AIDS, plus probably dozens more we'd have never heard of. So that's my.
well, I think
I'm a big Princess Di fan.
We
think-
have the Franklin Mint doll.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I have the Christmas ornament.
I think that's a pretty cool dinner party.
yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
Now, what would you serve? Like, what would you, if you had to think of something, like, what would that dinner party look like? Like, what would it be? You know, would it be in your home? Would it be someplace else? Would it be in an ultimate situation?
Probably at Freddy's, I think, so we could have fun.
Right.
Maybe a Studio 54 party or something with Pamela Stanley. I love her.
The side dining room here, because it's a good square size, and it would allow for circulation. And I think just keeping it as fun.
Okay.
A lot of interaction with everybody, and no one being intimidated by the guests, and the guests interacting with everyone. And I think with that focus on the fun, that keeping the sort of like just the basic fish or meat, chicken.
See, I'm thinking raccoon,
Ah.
lobster, beef Wellington.
How did I not?
I would.
The basics.
I know when I have too much rich stuff, that's what I pay for the next day.
Right.
And lots of champagne, of course.
Oh,
Of course.
course. Now, what about like a dessert? Like, what would you like? Would it be like a basic apple pie vanilla ice cream?
Zabaglione.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice. Look at you.
With table
Baked
side
Alaska is always
over
one of my
fresh
favorites.
raspberries.
I would go baked Alaska because you can have the
sounds
hot and the cold.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Flaming.
flaming.
Definitely. Very nice.
Something
Very
flaming
nice.
for a gay dinner party. Perfect.
That's original.
Well, the dinner party, actually, the way you described it describes your personality. You guys are very warm, and you're very inviting,
Thank
and
you.
you're very easy to converse with. And of course, that's what your ultimate dinner party would look
Right.
like. I hope I would be on the guest list.
Of
course.
course. We'll seat you right next to Princess Diana.
Oh, thank
I'm on the
you.
other side.
It's okay. I could be across from her.
His 2-year anniversary here in Rehoboth. We're going through the challenges of a new business,
In a new state.
Still getting
New
our
state.
sea legs.
slightly different demographics. So I would say if our clientels could just be committed to us, hang in there with us, know that we're doing what we can, and we'll.
When I opened Freddy's in Arlington, I never closed the place. It stayed open. And I just started painting everything purple. And the guys at the bar said, what the hell is he doing? And I'm like, oh, just bear with me. It's a work in progress. And all the gay people started coming in. And the thing that they had in common was the karaoke.
Okay.
The people from the Foxhole, which was kind of a country, bar, and the gays all loved karaoke, so they were all getting along. But I hadn't really pulled the place together yet.
Okay.
And somebody came up to me at that time and they said, Freddie, the food really wasn't that great tonight and the decor is really lacking. But they knew me because I was maitre d' at Cafe Italia for 25 years. But we know what you're trying to do here, and we're going to stick with you.
Aww.
And I think of all the things maybe that anybody ever said to me, I appreciate that. I appreciate the gay community for sticking with me,
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So let me just ask this question. What are some of the things you're going to sell in the gift shop?
Solar Queen.
I love that.
Well, here's how my crazy mind works. I said to my manager years ago, she's going to die. I want you to go online and I want you to order me a royal purple velvet lined doll coffin. So that when she dies, can you zoom in on that? She'll be in a coffin, still waving, mind you.
I see that.
Some people miss the subtlety there, but that's what that's all about.
Oh my God, I love it.
And then we have our t-shirts and our Freddie Bear and
Freddies.
drag jewelry over there, flamingo lights.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Pamela Stanley martini glasses.
So why don't you, some people don't, I know who Pamela Stanley is, but why don't you give a brief explanation of who?
Well, she was huge in the disco era.
And she had a hit, a disco
She
hit.
had a big hit that really launched her career called Coming Out of Hiding.
Right. Everybody knows that song.
Everybody knows that
Everybody
song.
our age group.
Yeah. Well, I tell people, perhaps your grandmother told you about Pamela Stanley. Yeah.
And now she is a big entertainer here in Rehoboth.
Yeah, and she
right?
does all the old disco songs.
But she has got
She
an incredible
engages the
repertoire where
crowd.
she will learn like Lizzo or
Right.
who's the big one? I can't even tell you.
She
her
plays
names.
the piano also,
She
right?
does.
She
we
knows
do
music.
a piano night.
She's
here.
a musician.
Yeah,
She truly
and a
is a
great
musician.
voice. She does Love Train in here, and she gets the whole crowd going in a train, and she'll come out through this door, down the sidewalk, and back in, and everybody's looking from Rehoboth Avenue. It's really fun. She's fabulous.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to see her like 2 or 3 times
Love her.
already, and I just love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have a Cher impersonator that's fabulous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen Andrade.
Stephen
out
Andrade.
of New Jersey.
He's amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's amazing.
Wonderful.
And that was episode 1 of Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach podcast with Freddie and Johnny. If you would like to support Freddie and Johnny, you can head to one of the Freddy's Beach Bar locations at 555 23rd Street, South Arlington, Virginia, or at 3 South 1st Street, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. You can go to freddysbeachbar.com as well as follow him on all social medias. If you'd like to support Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach, you could follow us at Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach on Instagram as well as Facebook. And to watch episode 1 now of Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach, you can head over to YouTube, Dinner Parties Rehoboth Beach, episode 1. Support for the show comes from Blind Eye Productions and in collaboration with Cabin Fever Events Company. We are currently looking for funding to finalize the production of our season 1. If you or an organization you are a part of would like to participate, please reach out to us at dinnerpartiesrehobothbeach@gmail.com. Like I said, that is dinnerpartiesrehobothbeach@gmail.com. Other than that, please take time, watch episode 1, see what we're all about, as well as follow us on social media to keep up with the cast members. Other than that, have a great day, and thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.